Greetings, my friends. I'm Vulkk. Today's video is about the newest patch to Mass Effect Andromeda, and we've got together with the patch good news and bad news. First of all, the screen you're watching right now at this moment is a quick notice that appears the first time you launch the game after it has been updated. Obviously, if you're using the game from the Origin client, it automatically updates unless you prevent it somehow. And the text goes, outdated key binding settings detected. Resetting them is recommended. If you do not, validate them manually from the key binding settings screen. I haven't changed any of my key bindings, so whatever Bioware updated, apparently they didn't want to automatically override the original keybinds setup because, well, probably some of us have already been very used to those combinations. For people like me who have only about 130 hours gameplay, God knows, maybe some of you have 200, 300 hours already. Anyway, let's jump into the bad news first. EA puts future Mass Effect games on hold. Bioware Montreal, the studio responsible for Mass Effect Andromeda, is being changed to be a support studio for their future projects, such as the upcoming new, recently announced PI, which I believe was codenamed Dylan or something like that, and to the currently being under development upcoming Star Wars Battlefront 2. So, what does that mean? This has been reported yesterday all over the internet, starting with IGN, Kotaku, and every other major news portal, gaming news portal. So, what exactly does that mean for the game? At the very same time, BioWare released the newest patch 1.06, which actually brings a ton of improvements to the game. No new content though. Does that mean that we will probably not see the DLC that everybody expected to be the first one, the Korean arc? Because it actually the mini side quest in the game actually kind of left us hanging with the announcement of the Korean arc being probably discovered, and we're just left hanging in the air, not knowing what exactly is happening. So much about the bad news. Let me know, what do you think? Do you expect new DLC soon or late? Do you think that BioWare is actually going to stop actively developing and supporting Mass Effect Andromeda? I cannot believe that. They made so many promises in the not so distant past that they're making, and they're working on tons of improvements. We're going to see and discuss some of them in today's patch. And I'm really, really hoping that they will continue developing DLCs. This game needs DLCs, not just the Korean arc, but there are so many more stories that could be added and expand the original story of the game, which wasn't really the best, but it was still decent. So let's jump and see what patch 1.06 brings to the game. We have a very long table that I think I've structured in a much better way than the original blog of BioWare. We've got general changes to the powers, weapons, enemies, and the store. First, we will begin with the general changes, and that's where I'll spend most of my time reading and discussing together with you. We've got fixed issue that caused single player difficulty to impact multiplayer. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of Mass Effect multiplayer in general, and I haven't spent much of my time playing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer either, so I actually did not notice this. But many of my friends and many people on my social accounts and on the YouTube videos have reported this to be a very active bug and very annoying issue, so it's good to see that it's been fixed. The next bullet point is that they've improved performance and stability. After I came back home, installed the new patch, I played the game in various side quests and tasks missions for about an hour and a half, and I have to tell you, I haven't noticed any improvement in terms of performance or stability of the game. Now, the game pretty much almost never crashed for me. I don't even remember the game crashing ever, and as I told you, I have about 130 hours gameplay on PC, that is. The next bullet point is various improvements to cinematic scenes. Now, don't expect dramatic changes. I won't show you cutscenes because I actually don't have them myself. I didn't record. I just wanted to comment with you guys on the patch notes. But I watched a few videos from IGN and random YouTube content creators. Um, Comparison between various cutscenes from the very beginning of the game, because it's easiest to compare when you start a new game and you record the first few scenes. So mostly the changes are about more smooth and fluent cinematics. Somewhere I think I noticed lightning changed, but nothing really big, nothing dramatic. The animations are the same, just more smooth and more realistic, probably. So there's been an issue with Sam, who mistakenly tells our rider continuously that we have a new email. I've personally suffered from that numerous times, and actually not just from Sam, but that's a different topic. However, this issue appears to be fixed in 106. Sam doesn't report fake new emails anymore. Conversation options will no longer appear grayed out if new content is available. And because recently I finished the side story arc about the Ryder family and the memories from Alec Ryder, I have to tell you this was a big annoyance having those new updates still grayed out because they are located in a submenu of that circular menu with all the options during the dialogues. That's not going to happen. If you have an update for a submenu from the circular menu, this is going to light up now and notify you that you actually want to hear or see something new and something different from the submenu inside. What else do we have? I will actually have to scroll down a little bit more below and check that the single player balance improvements happen at higher difficulties. Some of my friends reported that the silver and specifically the gold missions have proven to be quite difficult with some class balancing and with some class setups and group setups overall. Maybe that would be a huge boost in that direction. There's been a very interesting fix. I personally never experienced it because I only ever romanced PB. She was my favorite from the very beginning, from the first moment when she jumped on me on EOS. I've fallen in love with her, and I've never tried romancing any other character. But it appears that up until this patch, PB never objected against me having an affair with someone else. So apparently, Bioware with this patch fixed the issue where player could romance both Korra and PB or both Vetra and PB. These are no longer available. You have to pick one of them, I suppose. And then again, we have an increased capacity, increased level from 20 up to 29 for the Nexus leveling, which is really nice. This means you are allowed to pick a few more perks from the normal game before you have to jump into New Game Plus. Specifically to PC, because I play the game on PC and this is the most interesting for me. Fixed an issue where dialogue choices would auto-detect when using mouse and keyboard. This never happened to me and I play with a mouse and keyboard all the time. And the second PC improvement to display when running at different resolutions. Again, I don't know what exactly they mean. They fixed with the previous patch 105 the weird sidestep running animation, which was really buggy and strange. But I don't know what exactly they mean. Probably I need to run some more into the game and notice some more differences. There have been a ton of improvements under the hood. Powers, the combat powers, the active and the passive abilities for pretty much all of the threes in the game. There's been a very nice improvement and fix for the Remnant VI, which is one of my favorite tools from the Tech 3, which you can see on the screen. I'm not going to read the bullet points all one by one for you. Quick and interesting update to the biotic powers. Biotics is my favorite build for the game so far. I've never really doubled too deep into the tech tree specifically, for example, and I have never tried a pure OP tech build, so to speak. Scrolling even further below, we see that some character stats have been fixed and improved. The weapons, Bioware went through not all, but most of the weapons from all types, assault rifles, pistols. Unfortunately, my favorite pistol didn't see any change, at least it hasn't been listed here in the patch notes. The shotguns and the sniper rifles, most of them, if not all of them, receive some kind of a change, and in most cases, if not all cases, it's actually boost in DPS, boost in accuracy, and boost in performance overall, including clip as well. A little bit down below, there are changes to the enemies. Now here, I think Bioware has done some interesting balancing game because some of them have seen reduced health, reduced shields, and reduced armor, like the cat, for example. And in other cases, like for the outlaws, let's say that they've received increased armor, increased weapon damage, and so on, so on. And I will leave you the link down below in the video description if you want to read all of the patch notes for yourself slowly and carefully. A ton of good things. I'm actually really eager to see how much more overpowered the shotguns have become, because they were quite obviously the most strongest and the most overpowered weapon of all the types of weapons. Not all shotguns were overpowered, of course, but as a whole, as a general, the shotguns were really strong and dealing a lot of damage. And pretty much all of the shotguns have actually been improved and their DPS has been increased. How exactly is this going to affect the game and specific builds? We're about to see in the coming days. Now, the only thing left for me is to wish you good luck on the path, even though that's from a different game, but we are pathfinders and our job is to find the path. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Click the like button and help me out. Visit my website vulkk.com for daily videos and news. To help me improve and expand, consider becoming my patron with a small monthly pledge. And stay in touch by following me on Facebook and Twitter.